This is the story of a car that is simply part of Brazil, with no preconcept or that kind of thing. This represents our country car-wise, and even kids know about it. When Volkswagen noticed they needed to change their basic runaround, the Brasilia, which was made under the platform of the Beetle, they started in May 1975 the project BX. Many prototypes were made, but the final version used a design borrowed from the Sirocco, and the platform was a variation of the B1 used in the first-gen Passat. The name is the most Brazilian aspect of the car, GOL. This means the soccer goal. But why did they use that? Well, first, Brazilians had a special thing for soccer, but there is another reason. Volkswagen was applying names of sports in their cars during the 70s, and the GOL wouldn't be different. There was one engine at the launch, the 1300 used in the Beetle. In 1981, the sedan came as the Voyage, and in 1982, the pickup and state versions came. Those were the Saveiro and Paraty. In 1987, the car received a facelift. A new version, and one of the most adored versions, came in 1986 with the adoption of the AP 1800 engine, called the GT. Later, this car would be called the GTS, and with the introduction of electronic injection, it will be called the GTI. The GTI became the most expensive and the most adored version ever. In 1991, the car experienced another facelift, and the 1.0 GOL was created. The second gen was announced in 1994 during an event at Wolfsburg. It used a completely new platform, and the design was a mix between the Mark III Golf and the Mark III Polo. It was miles better than the older one, making the population proud of their cars. The Paraty and the Saveiro were updated as well, but the Voyage didn't get an update. They tried to replace it with the Polo sedan, and the GTI was updated too, and it got 3 very special engines. 2 were GTIs and 1 was a TSI. The third gen was introduced in 1999, and although it was an extensive facelift, it completely changed the car. It's considered the best GOL yet. The interior finally changed, and it got the same level of quality as the Polo. A GTI was also produced, and it was considered the best GOL GTI yet. Again, the Paraty and the Saveiro were updated, except for the Voyage. The fourth gen was considered the worst. It was sort of a third generation, except they made it cheaper. Why? Because of the introduction of the Fox. They wanted it to be more like a sort of a premium hatchback. There was another reason. They wanted a direct rival to compete against the Chevrolet Celta and the Fiat Palio. The G5 was considered the comeback for the GOL series. It was released in 2008, and it used the platform of the Mark IV Polo. It looked pretty nice. The interior wasn't the most beautiful thing to look at. However, it was a step compared to the G4. The Saveiro was updated, and this gen marked the comeback of the Voyage, but sadly, this gen marked the end of the station wagon, the Paraty. 3 more facelifts came to the market, known as G6, G7 and G8. For me, the best looking is the G7 introduced in 2016, which transformed the car inside and out. The G8 added the front of the Saveiro into the GOL, and this happened. There is a new generation coming out soon, made under the MQB platform. We hope that this car will honor the GOL name. My name is Mateus. I am from Auto Public International. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to know any content about Brazil, you can ask for me in the commentary section below.